Hello friends and welcome to the channel. This is Stormhaven Gaming, I'm John and this is Timberborn. Okay, we're still in the middle of the drought. We've got 2 weeks left, 14 days, we're on day 21 of this cycle, so yeah, this one's a long one. We are making progress with our flattening up here. We've got our explosives laid in here for the sluice into the underground irrigation system, but I'm really not sure that's the best way to do it. I'm really not sure. I'm still umming and ahhing over that. But we are nearly closed off in this little section here, so we can start to think about how we're actually going to lay things in. And I think we'll probably just come straight down here, back along, and then maybe even back along the edge of this here. We'll have to see. But yeah, I don't know about filling it with a sluice or a floodgate. That's... I mean, for a start, we've already, I think, pretty much dropped down to... Oh, maybe not. We're close to this level, though. So, yeah, if we take any more water out of the reservoir here, that will stop filling our subterranean irrigation system. Is that something we want to risk? Don't know. But it's something to think about. I'll have to decide what I want to do. We could just do a fluid dump. Have a fluid dump, filling it. That's easy enough. We can absolutely do that. But is that the best way of doing it? Don't know. Genuinely don't know. But we'll carry on filling this bit in first. Over here we have lost quite a lot of the water from this little slipway here. It's not a slipway, it's a river. So we are down to sort of, yeah, less than one tile in this. Yeah, I mean, I think we've had about... I can't remember how long, I think it was about 25 days originally, something like that. So we've had over 10 days, so, you know. Yeah, that's dropped down by a tile as well, with those 3 taking out from there. We are still at 7,500 water, so I think we're going to leave these off for the moment. See how we go. Doesn't look like we need any. Obviously... this is going to run out, I suspect, pretty quickly. Yeah. I mean, there's less water in there, tile for tile basis, than there was before. Obviously, the higher level is slightly wider, so there'll be slightly more water to draw from there. I don't know what to do about this. Really don't know what to do about this. Well, we'll have a think. We'll have a think. But we'll let them get on with all of this first. We've got our currently elevated tubeway station all set up. Obviously, that is going to be at ground level when we fill the rest of this in. Oh, I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, our underground storage is doing pretty well. If I can get a glimpse of it through here. There we are. Oh. So, everything is pretty much full down here. And by pretty much, I mean entirely full down here. So that's good. Some water up here would obviously be useful. I think for the moment, storage is what I want, isn't it? I think for the moment we'll just put a standard, well, or a medium tank in there. We will prioritise it and we'll set it to obtain. Then at least there will be some water up here as well as some food. Obviously we are going to replace that with a large water tank at some point in this area. Once we've decided where everything is going to go. Which could take some time. Alright, I will continue to spin on through the drought then. I mean, we're going to be okay. We've got plenty of water in storage. We've got plenty of water in our reservoirs. Yeah. There shouldn't be a problem, although I've just noticed we are dropping with the old canola seeds again. Okay, where's our canola planting then? There's canola planted there. Canola planted there. And canola planted down there. Alright, we might need to think about extending the hydration around here. And you know what we could do? If we pop some explosives there, we can put a fluid dump there to fill up this massive hole. That should give us a bit of hydration in this area. Yeah, we'll do that. "28 days through the cycle, 7 days left of the drought. As you can see, these 3 water pumps down in the natural lagoon down here have literally just dried up. So we're still at 7,500 water in stock, so we're doing absolutely fine. But I think, yeah, I'm gonna, as you can see, I'm gonna turn some of these water pumps on here. But as you can see, we are again taking or losing more water from this little additional section than from the main one. The only difference being the size and the fact that we've got these showers in here. So pretty sure those showers do actually use water, but I'm sure someone can correct me in the comments if that's not the case. Okay, so I wanted to check. Yeah. So this control tower doesn't quite reach this dirt excavator. I don't really want to put in another one just for that. I mean, it would help. No, not yet. We'll leave it for now. I put in a sort of cut through, a shortcut on the tubeway between the line that comes up to here and the line that comes across out to here. It seems to be used fairly regularly, as you can see. There's beavers travelling along it, yeah, most of the time, so it was obviously worth putting in. Up here, we have finished with this little plateau here, and now we have to think about where we're going to put our little subterranean irrigation system. So I'm thinking, what am I thinking? Starting there and starting there. So we're going to start at the far end. So this is going to come down to meet here, I think. To meet here, please. Oh, come on, John. Sort yourself out. Let's not mess around. Okay, and then we don't need to come far this way. So yeah, we'll carry on along here like that. This is going to be the back wall of it. There we go. Right, that's obviously going to take a little bit of time to get laid in. And we will bring a path across just in case we can't reach that far. Yeah, so it'll come along here, back to about, yeah, to about there. I'll possibly put in another spur in the centre, and I might bring one down this way as well. I'm really not sure about this, but I am going to set off these explosives and put in a sluice. I really don't know if it's the right thing to do, but I'm going to do it. See, I told you I was going to do it. Alright, let's get a sluice in at the bottom there, and we'll pop a levee on top there. And we'll close that off with a path. Okay, and you are going to be auto, but you are going to, yeah, close above downstream depth of 0.5. That's fine for the moment, but obviously we're going to close you because we're not going to get all this built before that fills back up. What I will do, however, is stick a priority on those. Oh, we're coming out to build it already anyway. That's good. Right. We have 842 dirt, so they'll at least be able to make a start on all of this. Tell you what I'll do. I'll bring a path down there as well so they can get building. Okay, that's it. The drought is over. We did absolutely fine. We're still full of water, full of food. Everything's good. We've slightly increased our stock of canola seeds, but not a huge amount. We are running very low on dirt, obviously. We did run out of water in this little area here, so maybe a fluid dump would be a good idea to keep it hydrated during the droughts. We've made a lot of progress on the dirt. So as you can see, I've started to lay this in with an eye to... yeah, let's get in a way that we can actually see. With an eye to where the channel is going to go. So it's going to come out here, down there. That's going to be a dead end. But we can feed it back through this way at a later date. So we'll be able to hydrate a bit more of this as well. That's my plan there. All this is going to be filled in, and then it's going to come up here, along there and down there. But it's also going to have a separate channel down there as well. So we're going to have one there, and one there. Basically. And they're going to join at the back here. So, yeah, that's going on there. Obviously, we've got our sluice and our levee in just there. That is currently set to closed, which is good. The water should be returning. Looks like we've got a bit of greenery returning around here. So that's a start. There we go. You are automatically coming into this one and through that one as well. Let's have that end one closed. And just those three in the middle open. That should be fine. Okay. Everything else is going all right. Down here, we're pretty much full. So all of this is now hydrated. So I can put in a bit more canola. I'm just going to sort of fill that space there with a bit more canola. That should be all right. If need be, we can put another farmhouse in to help with the harvest. Do we have any storage down here for canola? Doesn't look like it, does it? That was an error on our part. All right, let's get ourselves some storage in there for, where are we? Canola seeds. And you can be set to supply. So the beavers can fill that up and then send them on their merry way. Okay, right. Let's open that up. That's pretty much evened out once we turned the pumps on for the last few days. Over here, thank you, autosave. You're doing a wonderful job. It was suggested that maybe these wheels that aren't doing anything should be connected up to bot chargers. And yeah, not a bad idea, honestly. But that's only going to work whilst the water is flowing, which is only, you know, a few days a cycle, really. So what we'd ideally want is a bit of power coming off the back of that. So I'm going to stick in 3 gravity batteries on there for the moment. We will prioritize the center one and hope that one gets done first. So that should give us a little bit of power. Obviously these only draw a little bit of power, I think. They might draw power when they're just sitting there. I have no idea. Or they might only draw power when there's a bot draining them. No, it's constant. It's a constant 250 horsepower drain from those 5 charges. Alright, okay, that's not ideal. But we'll chuck a couple of batteries along here anyway. It might help us a little bit. No, it won't help us for long because they're not particularly high. That's not particularly deep. We could put in dynamite along there to drop that further, but yeah. There's plenty of charges elsewhere. I mean, there's charges, where are we? Just down here for a start. Yeah. Just there. But it is what it is. It's a little help. It might help. Who knows? Okay, so we've nearly finished this section here. As you can probably tell, I haven't put the terrain blocks over the subterranean channel yet. I'm going to wait until it's all sort of laid out the way I need it to be, and then we'll see about that. I might as well, since we're nearly finished over there, lay in this section here, which we should be able to reach from the hypertubes. And then we can just join up those paths, can't we? Yeah, I guess I'm going to spin on again for a few days. We'll see how it goes. We have a flooded building, do we? Why for you flood? You should be open. You are open. Should we drop you down a little bit? Everything is open, isn't it? Yeah, it looks like it. Okay, well, it should be fine. I'm sure it will be fine. Okay, right. Start of day 4. No drought or bad tide warning. We've completed the earthworks so far along here. We did have some flooding, as you can probably tell, from around here. So what I'm doing, or what I have done, oops, is I have blocked off that next section of the old river. We'll fill all of this in eventually, but for the moment I've just blocked in the next one. And I'm going to widen this section here. So let's, oops, oh, come on, John. Let's see if we can control the camera, shall we? There we go. Hello, friends. Editing John here. I unfortunately had a bit of a hiccup with the recording, so I missed those little explosives going off, and I missed the explanation of why I was going to not just widen that little section, but deepen it as well. So I've deepened it so that the water has a chance to fill up a little bit before spilling out through those sluices. But you'll see those explosives go off at least. Sorry about that. Back to the action. Okay, so day 5, again, still no drought or bad tide warning. I've realised where the problem is. It wasn't a flood from over here. It's leaking through where the tubeways go. So tubeways carry water. That is problematic. I mean, it's good in that it, you know, hydrates all the way down here. Oh, I don't like that. No, that's bad for us. Huh. I mean, we can prevent the initial problem easily enough by just blocking that off. But it does mean that these tubeways are all filled or filling with water because it's leaking in there. All right, okay. No, this is a problem. Because it means we can't now run any of these tubeways off an edge because the water from here will just leak out. Yeah. We're going to have to lift this out over the waterway, aren't we? That's all we can do. Oh, that's... yeah, frustrating. Alright, sure. How are we going to do this? I guess we'll destroy those four. Do that, and then... I don't know, I'm going to need to get rid of that path as well, aren't I? Come on. Yeah, and then bring the solid tubeway across the top like that. I mean, looks kind of silly, but yeah, that's what we'll have to do. And then we'll have to just... fill in that. And I suppose since we're doing that, we might as well fill in the rest of it as well. There we go. Yeah, we'll try that. Hopefully, well, that's obviously blocked that off there, so that's good. But we need to stop the water leaking through up there. All right, okay. That was unexpected. It's still leaking out here, but that's okay, because all of this is going to be encased. Yeah, we'll have to shorten this leg as well. All right. No, this is fine. This is all perfectly normal. There. But that's only a temporary thing anyway, because in theory, this should fix it. This should prevent any water being spilled out through here again. It looks like that's worked there, at least. I just need to get them to do this bit now. Alright, yeah. Okay, I'll spin on to the start of the drought then. Okay, there we go. Day 8 has just brought with it the drought warning. So we've had quite a long inter-drought period. But it is another drought, so that's okay for us. We'll see how long it is, obviously, when it arrives. We've done some more work on our subterranean irrigation system. We're moving towards getting this section filled in, and then we'll block all of this off here. And then it will be time to test it. Obviously, as I said before, we can extend it down through this bit as well. Oh, thank you. Should we need to, or we could just put in a swimming pool around here, and that will cover pretty much the rest of it. Yeah, and as I said, we can extend this way to irrigate this section once we bring all this up to the same level as well. Yeah, I'm pretty confident this is going to be all right. I don't know about good or worthwhile, but it'll be all right. We may have to sort of fiddle with the downstream depth levels of it. It might be that we want to keep it almost completely full. And have to rely on the water pressure from a very full reservoir to be able to force that water in there. I don't know. We'll have to see. We'll have to see what happens. But everything else is going okay. I've just put in... Where are we? Up here. I remember putting in the extension to the platforms so that we could get up here and build something. But I couldn't for the life of me remember what I was going to build. So I've put some water storage up here. If you can remember what I was going to build, let me know. Maybe I'll build it somewhere else. But yeah, that's what I've put in there for now. That's pushed our water storage up to nearly 9,000. Or our potential water storage up to nearly 9,000. In order to fill that, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. So I'm going to turn on that control tower, and a bunch of these water pumps. So we'll just, whilst the water is flowing over the next few days, we'll pump like crazy. Yeah, that's what we'll do. Alright, okay. Everything else I say is going alright. I've not really done anything else, just let things go. Our well-being is currently at 65. So, again, the only things that are really letting us down are the repopulator. There's still not quite enough access to scratchers, or clocks, or braziers, or lanterns. Or indeed campfires. I mean, we have plenty of food. That's very much on them. But that will be resolved once we move them up here, because they'll have easy access to lots and lots of food of all varieties. Okay, we do still have a ridiculous number of bots, because, as I said, I rather took my eye off the ball. We've closed this one down again now. We'll wait till it gets to a reasonable level, and we'll maybe open it up with only one bot operating in it. Somebody was saying in the comments that obviously that will halve its production, so that should keep us at about the level we want to be at. And much the same with the breeding pods. We've got 5 on at the moment. We might need one more on to keep us at the population that we want. I'll leave it for now, and I'll see what that number does over the next few days. Alright, I'll spin on then till the start of the drought, and we'll have a look at where we've managed to get to. Okay, 26 days. That'll test us. That's not bad. We'll deal with that. Okay, I've closed everything up that needs closing up. Over here, we are nearly done. We are just... Oops. Oh, hello. Yeah, we're just working on the last stretch now. So once that's closed off, we'll be ready to do an open test. And then we can put in the top layer on top if it works. If not, we'll come up with some other ideas. No idea what those ideas will be, but we'll come up with them. Yeah, everything else seems to be okay. Happiness is still well up. No shortages of any goods except for dirt, which is, you know, understandable. Our recently flooded dirt pit over here seems to be functioning absolutely fine, and I have put in an additional control tower over there to give it the boost. Up here, I am in the process of putting in a string of platforms so we can get around here. And then on top of here, we are putting in another number cruncher. I'm pretty sure we'll have the power to run it. You know, we're running or producing 13,500. We're only using 8.5 really. So we should have more than enough to get that running. So that shouldn't be a problem. And that'll give us the additional boost we need. I've turned these off again because we did really, really quickly fill up our water supply. So that's good. Our population overflow has dropped to 6. So I'm going to turn one of these breeding pods on and we'll see how we go. But we do have 34 spare bots. So if any workplaces do open up, we can just chuck bots in there. But I don't want to replace the entire population with bots. That would be dystopian? I don't know. But yeah, we will play on through the drought a little bit. I'm not, as I say, I'm not doing much. I'm just getting this all finished. Once that's done, we'll begin, I think, coming out this way to square this corner off. Obviously, I'll want to give them a few days to build up the dirt supplies again. I'll probably, in fact... Let's chuck in a couple of temporary dirt stores over here. There we go. Just so they can fill up from close by. And I'll wait till they're built, and I'll wait until this is finished before I set them to obtain, but that's what I'll do as soon as this bit is done. Day 13, 24 days left, so we're only a couple of days into the drought, but all of this has been finished, so we are ready for a test. We're currently set to a downstream depth of 0.5, so let's set that to automatic. It will obviously drain our reservoir here a little bit, but it does appear to be feeding through, so we'll see what happens there. It shouldn't drain it too much because it is only half a tile deep and 1 tile wide, so it's not going to be a huge amount of water. We've got more than enough in there for this test. Okay, so they are starting to fill these with dirt because we are starting to produce more dirt now that we're not using it. So we'll wait for them to fill up. We'll wait for our other storage to fill up a little bit, and then we'll start squaring all of this off. Everything else is going okay. I've put in a lantern and a brazier down here by this swimming pool, just so they... Oh, and a clock. So we might boost our well-being scores just a little bit from that. But really it's going to be the repopulator that does the job for us, I think. I mean, there's not much else that we can do to boost our well-being, frankly. So yeah, we're doing all right. I mean, we've only been in the drought for 2 days, so obviously we're doing all right. Our population's down to 4. Yeah. Not worried yet. We do have other breeding pods we can turn on, but according to the maths, I think this is about what we want. Maybe one more. No, because that'll be about 130. That should maintain a population of about 130, according to the maths that I've been told. So we'll leave it. We'll see what happens. I might turn one on if this is right. If this will maintain a population of about 130, we'll see. But that's what we're aiming at. Okay. Again, we are going to have to switch these on at some point. But that's okay. We do have our second number cruncher in, and our science is going through the roof. But that's fine. Not a problem with that at all. So yeah, I'm going to spin on. We'll go through the drought. I'll start building up this section here. And we'll come back in a few days and see what's going on. Right, having given this time to settle, you can see it's very green. Unfortunately, if we select the sluice, if I can find it, there we go. That's currently a depth of 1.3, so it's deeper than the 1 tile that we had set aside for it. Which means that this doesn't work. So I'm obviously going to close the sluice up so it doesn't let any more out. I'll just keep an eye on that, and once it drops down to below 1, we'll see what happens to the fertile land. I'm pretty sure it's just going to die right back again. So this doesn't work in its current form, which means we're going to have to figure out a different form. Okay, yeah. As soon as the water dropped below 1, fertilization disappeared. This is not going to work in its current form. Okay. So, what are our options? Well, I guess the most obvious one would be to come down into here. And then maybe see if these work. Could we lay them on the side like that and blow out that whole section underneath there? We can give it a try, can't we? I don't really know how they work, but we'll wait until these stairs are in and we'll give it a go. There he is, the little fella, working away. There we go. Right. Okay, we can get down into here now, so... I guess this is how it works? 2000 science? Yeah, I think we can stretch to that. Okay, so we'll lay them along there like that and see if that's what we need to do. I guess it is. Or should we be doing it like this? And just opening up the whole section like so. Oh, so they automatically set them off, do they? Oh, that seems to be having an effect. Whether it's a good or a bad effect, I don't know. Alright, well that seems to be working. Alright, so we'll do that for... well, we'll see. We'll take out this bit and see how that affects the hydration of this area. Okay, well, they're making their way through this, and it's wonderfully random, but it seems to be doing the job. Up on top, you can see, yeah, it's absolutely fertilizing all of this area. So we'll carry on with that. We'll do the same over here, and then we'll just, again, sort of seal most of this off with dirt blocks. Yeah. All right, so that works. Excellent. I think we'll end it there for this episode. We are making progress. I mean, initial plan didn't work. Change the plan, it works. I like it. Overcome a challenge and all of that. Oh, let me just... Yeah, you are closed. That's good. Okay, so we are well on the way to getting this section working then. How are we doing for dirt? We're doing pretty good for dirt. Thank you, autosave. So, before we end... Let's set up... Yeah, we'll do it this way. Set up the next section to be filled in. All the way up into the back corner, like so. Okay, but we will end it there for this episode. So thank you very much for watching. Please do give us a like and a subscribe. And thank you very much to everybody who does give us a like and a subscribe on just about every video. Give us a comment down below, and again, thank you very much to everybody who comments, and please join us next time, and thank you in advance for joining us next time. Until then, I've been John, this has been Timberborn. Please do take care of yourselves, stay safe, and bye bye.